Okay. So, welcome to this course on turbulent combustion, which essentially, as you can see, the title of this course is turbulent combustion theory and modeling. So, what we are going to talk about in this course, essentially starting from the basic combustion, and then we will go into the deep of this combustion when it exposed to turbulence, and then how it it is modeled. So, all these things would be taken care of in this particular course. So, just before we begin with, myself is Ashok De. I am currently working in the Department of Aerospace Engineering at IIT Kanpur, and I will be delivering this course on turbulent combustion. So, as I tell you that this particular course is all about your turbulent combustion. So, and this two aspect of that we will cover here. One is the theoretical aspect, and then that would be followed by your modeling aspect. So, that will give you a complete idea about how this kind of turbulent combustion modeling done based on their theoretical aspect. So, this is the brief outline of the complete course. So, we will start with some introduction, which is quite important, because introduction is it important in the sense that will give you the actual idea about what combustion, how that applicable to the real life situation, what are the issues, challenges, different aspects, complexities, everything that will be covered there. And then we will go into the fundamentals of some combustion, because it may help you to get started with the real aspect of turbulent combustion. So, we will talk about certain combustion, which is the basis of combustion, thermochemistry, chemical kinetics, heat and mass transfer, and then finally coupling of kinetics with the thermodynamics. So, that will set the platform for your basic understanding on combustion. Then we will go to the laminar premixed flame, where we will talk about the premixed flames and their characteristics, how one characterize the flames, which will be followed by the non premixed flame in the similar fashion. So, these essentially these two topics, or rather the broader aspect of the combustion, which will get you started. So, essentially then we will start with the basis of turbulence, their characteristics, scales and everything. That would be followed by some modeling aspect, which will be talking about that. Then we will look at different kind of turbulent flows like wall bounded flow, free shear flows, and their statistical description. So, that will give you an idea about turbulence. It is not all turbulence, but the turbulence which is essentially required to understand the turbulent combustion. Then we will talk about bit of modeling, where different kind of systems and different modeling aspect, which is a part of your this one may aware of that these are the common techniques in computational fluid dynamics for turbulent flows. So, that will bring to start with our things for the turbulent combustion, and there as we can look at the again the some basic aspect of turbulent combustion, and then we will go to like non premixed flames, then premixed flames, and we will see how different aspects of premixed and non premixed flames are kind of modeled based on their theoretical basis. And at the end we will touch upon some advanced topics, or rather some topics in two phase flows, or rather combustion in two phase flows, and they are quite different. So, up to this point we are discussing about everything in the gaseous combustion mode, and then when you move to the last topic, where we will talk about two phase flows or the combustion in two phase flows, like where your sprays, atomizations and all this would be discussed. These are some of the materials that, or rather the materials which will be covered in this particular course are taken from different references, and wherever it is possible we are giving the reference where it is taken from. Apart from there, one is free to read any other books. So, first two books are essentially on turbulence, then there are books on combustion and turbulent combustion, and there are some online lectures which was also looked at to look at different aspect of this. So, this will actually talk about your complete aspect of this turbulent combustion, and at the end of the course I hope you will have enough idea about this turbulent combustion, how the basics of the turbulence and the turbulence combustion they are connected with each other and their modeling aspects. Okay. So, now we will start with the basics of combustion. So, basic of combustion, what is combustion? That is the first question one may ask, that what is combustion. So, combustion essentially one can think about, it is an key element of all modern days or modern societies critical technologies. How? Because it essentially accounts for the almost approximately 85% of the world's energy uses at this moment. So, it is quite important to know what combustion is and how it takes place and what are the different challenges and how it actually impacts our daily life or our current life. And if you think about the application point of view, it starts from our daily life, like where we start cooking at our kitchen, from those gas burner to our space mission. So, it is a wide range of application it has, and that is why it is a key component of our daily life even today. So, you can see the spacecraft and aircraft propulsion. This is where spacecraft means when you talk about the launching vehicle like rocket, other things, I mean the missiles and all these things. Then aircraft propulsion, which will actually talk about your both aviation aircraft and all the other I mean civilian aircraft and the fighter aircraft. Then you have a power production, that means when you go to the power plant, there also there is a huge application of combustion, and we will see as we go along with this different aspect of combustion, and we will discuss about all these details. Then household application, transportation and different aspect of this. So, whole idea is that I mean is the convert of chemical energy to thermal energy or propulsive force. This is the key element of any combustion. So, what happens? So, one can in a nutshell think about in a process of combustion, you actually convert the chemical energy to the thermal energy. Now, that thermal energy could be converted to your electric energy, sometimes it is the propulsive or the thrust force or some other processes where it is used, and it is taken into consideration in that way. Now, as I mentioned, there are different aspect of combustion or different application. Start from your rocket propulsion, you have a gas turbine and jet engines. I mean here I mean to say gas turbine means it could be our land based gas turbine, which is used for basically power production. So, land based gas turbine, they are used for power production or in the power plant where you use the land based gas turbine. At the same time, the jet engines or the aircraft engines also they use the gas turbines, but the principle of operation is slightly different from each other, and also the kind of fuel they are using. Then you have piston engine, this is another applicable in your automobile sector. So, clearly you can see that there is a state, I mean the daily life you are running your 2-wheelers, 4-wheelers and heavy vehicles, those are on road, they are operated under piston engines. So, the power which you generate for your automobile sector also that comes from combustion. So, the applicability if you see, then you go to furnace and boilers. This has an application in your material processing industry, and where especially in the power plant where the boilers are used, and also the furnaces they are used in your steel plant and all these things. Then different kind of example for army applications like guns and explosives, chemical processing industry, flame synthesis of the materials, forming of material, fire hazards and safety. Now, this is another important thing which is of late or even in the recent times that is getting lot of importance for public health, safety and security, because fire is one of the important things, and so people are working in that directions, how one can nicely evaluate or estimate the fire or the simulate the fire, and then how do you suppress that, because this is a very an important area which is getting lot of attention from the community. So, now if you look at it, the applications, these are really some applications where you can see the huge impact is there on the industrial applications. Now, one can look at some other applications where you have daily life, very simple applications like your candle burning, then your gas burner. These are your simple example of daily life where also these are not having that industrial application, but these are also something come out of the application of combustion. So, one can see why we say that it is now even today the 80% or 85% of the energy it actually. Now, I will take you through some of these nice example, and that will give you an idea the area of these applications. This is quite range of applications that one can find for combustion. This is starting from your gas turbine engine. So, one can see this is your aircraft engine. So, that is the big engine. One can see that it has so many components. So, there is a starting component here which is the fan, then it comes to the compressor, then this is the compressor units, then you get the combustion unit, then turbine, and finally nozzle. So, there are multiple components which are associated with this particular unit, but the key element is again the combustor which actually generates the power, where you get your chemical energy to be transformed to get this propulsive force or the thrust force. So, this force is essentially required to propel this particular engine. Then you come to an application where you see it is a nice looking flame like a gas burner. So, it is nice, calm and nicely looking system. But at the same time, if you come across here where this is again a launching pad of an rocket engine. So, you see the kind of plume it generates, it is huge. So, it generates lot of power which actually sends these satellites and all these things to the orbit. So, that requires lot of power, and that is generated through this reaction mechanism or the combustion, which in a nutshell or the basic of that is the reaction of different reactants or the species, and they get you back the force. This is another example where you use this kind of engine, your flying vehicle, and these days one may think about to travel even 1000 kilometer in few hours, and that because of the this kind of engine which operates this vehicle. And this is your automobile sector, where again the powers comes from your, this is the application of your piston engine. So, the power comes from the propulsive devices. This is another example of your gas turbine engine, but this is your aviation or civilian application, this is your army application. So, this is a particular example of the picture shows you the fighter aircraft, and one may see this kind of different pictures in the Google. These are the images which are also taken from internet only, but the idea here is that the big vehicle which actually maneuvers and which can move so fast because of this combustion. And this is a nice example of your candle burning, which is daily life. When your electricity is not there, we can use this kind of burning, a nice calm, it actually eliminates light. So, one of the another aspect of combustion one can think about that it's also get you some sort of an light. So, as I mentioned, is accounts for almost the 85% of the world's energy uses. Now, there are some more example and that one can see. This is another example of your gas turbine combustor. This is a very specific unit. I mean, that is just an example, because different gas turbine engine has different kind of combustor. So, their geometry would be different, but this one shows you there is a swelling vane there, then the fuel is liquid fuel is injected. So, this sort of a kind of flame instantaneously that you can see. This shows you a big satellite which is launched through the rocket motors, and see the amount of plume that is hitting the deck. So, it coming out as a product of combustion. There are another thing which takes place in hot days is the fire, which spread out over the wide range of forest areas when it is too hot. So, this is another area where people are working how to suppress this fire. So, essentially you can think about what the area of applications of this combustion. There are wide range of applications, there are huge industrial implications, there are daily life applications. So, it is everywhere, and that is what we keep on. So, that brings to a very important equation. So, this equation is quite important in the sense that what is the source of energy on the earth today? This comes from the combustion, and that is going to be the energy on earth tomorrow even. So, there is a very key equation one should keep in mind, that even today the primary source of the energy comes due to combustion. It is any form of combustion, it could be wood fire, it could be burning of your stove, it could be gas burner, or the industrial level applications, or even tomorrow this is going to remain there. But what could be the fuel or something else, that is one has to look at it, because with the growing demand of energy and all these things, people start thinking about alternative resources and all these things. So, one can see this, how this previously or the earlier days the primary source used to be the coal, where the coal is burned and we used to get the energy. Then oil came in, then natural gas, but there is a increasing demand of the energy along with the year. So, this shows some sort of an projection, and which will produce by the year 2030 how much of the carbon. And one of the issue with this element is that this produces lot of CO2 or CO. So, that is essentially another problem of combustion, though combustion is an essential component of our daily life, but this has also a huge impact in our emission. So, the combustion science, it should allow this without increasing the emission, wasting fossil fuels, or making climate change worse. So, this one has to also, that means now one can see, though the primary source of the energy comes due to combustion, but there are certain issues also. Everything does not come as a free of cost. So, combustion, it gives you energy, but at the same time it also emits lot of hazardous gases, or rather the emission, then it also is fossil fuels. So, these things also one has to keep it under control. So, there lies the challenge that okay, I want to use these things for the energy demand, to meet the energy demand, but at the same time. So, in a single sentence one can say combustion is the source of the pollution, and these are the gamut of examples one can see where you can see the issues of combustion. The very left hand side here you can see this is a smoke coming out of the industrial chimney, and this is nothing but lot of emission gases along with your carbon particles, and these are really carcinogenic particles which has a huge health hazard and safety issues, environmental issues. So, though combustion is essential, but this is also a byproduct which comes as an effect of combustion. So, idea is that how we can reduce this kind of situation. Now, another example, when you in a metro cities or the outside of the cities where in the garbage or dump yards you burn this garbage, that also creates smokes. So, these also issues lot of CO, CO2, SOx and also hydrocarbons or unburned hydrocarbons. These things are not very healthy for human being. Now, another example, in a very traffic loaded road you can see the kind of smoke it produces from these vehicles. So, this is another challenge because that creates produces. This is another example of your garbage yard where it is burned, and because of these smokes and all these things, this is what happens during winter days and the visibility is gone. So, that has lot of impact for daily life, and also due to this CO2 emission there is a climate change through CO2 emissions, and one can see these things. So, the whole issue here is that though it is an essential element of our daily life, it is very much essential to get our energy demand or meet our energy demand, but at the same time it also produces lot of gases which are not very healthy for human health. Now, if you go to a slightly different directions, and we can see some of the different kind of examples which will tell you what could be more critical in this regard. You see an fighter aircraft where is actually trying to take off, the engine actually got into fire. So, that is not something that one is expected to have. So, we want a smooth ride and smooth takeoff. Similarly, while flying one of the civilian aircraft, also engine got into fire, and these will not something that one actually expect or rather anticipate to have it, because this has serious impact on public's health, because there will be lot of damage, not only the property damage, but also loss of life which nobody wants. So, any technology that this is another example of a airlines which was taking off, the engine got into fire. So, this another example where it during touching down that got into fire. These are the some of the example of the fire which spreads out in the forest areas. The idea is that we want some technologies always, because this is our demand of this century, that we want the technology to be developed, but it is not at the cost of human life. So, what at the same time the technology which gives us so much of energy, power and everything, there is a it is also dangerous. So, what is required is the control. So, you see that one hand it actually gives you the possible solution, at the same time it actually requires lot of control. If the control is there, then you can control your emission, you can control not to have this kind of accidents which will lead to loss of human life. So, that is one of the important area. Now, you take some example of the gas turbine, so which is used in your either land based unit for power generation or for the aviation system. So, this usually generates the power to propel the aircraft, or it generates the power for your land based system. And what is important here for this gas turbine engine, these are highly efficient, cheap, also flexible systems, to produce all this electricity. Now, with the growing gas turbine markets, the regulation norms become really tougher. So, this is one of the, so the regulation norms in the sense the emission norms. So, that is getting tough and tough every day. So, what is required, one has to optimize this, because see this industry is going to be there and you require these gas turbine units, whether it requires for power production or you require for the propelling an aircraft engine. So, what important is that you need to maintain the regulation norms, and this is becoming really stringent. So, one has to look at the emission and all these things. So, not only the control, at the same time you need to have the optimization. So, optimization, if you look at it, it is quite difficult, because when you go to optimize the emission, so there will be low NOx combustor, which will also at the same time becomes unstable. That means it will lead to some sort of a thermoacoustic instability. Then whatever is the available technology as of today, they are sort of running close to its limits. Now, new possible designs cannot be tested due to high experimental cost. So, because you may have a lot of different kind of designs which could be efficient or optimized, but at the same time that cannot be tested, because the manufacturing, fabrications and the testing costs are quite high. So, there has to be one trade off. Now, the trade off in terms of whether efficiency or emission, noise or stability. So, these are some of the parameters, or rather key parameters one needs to look at to make an, but that is quite difficult. So, one of the solution is that one can do simulation where it can be quite handy. So, that means essentially doing lot of advanced level CFD and then come up with some sort of a optimized solution. And that, to given an example, this is an unit of a gas turbine unit where you have different components, and you see the compressor component which are solved using a very simple model like RANS, and we will discuss about all these things as we go along with this particular course. When you come to the combustor, you do more computationally expensive or high fidelity simulations like LES, and then again you go to turbine. So, it is a trade off. So, somewhere you get quick solution with a simple kind of methodology, somewhere you use that high end simulations, and sometimes. So, it is a trade off to get a system or get a design through this optimization process. So, CFD here, the importance of CFD becomes quite important, because which will get you an optimized system, and that can be handy. It does not require too much of cost associated with it, and you can really optimize the system with low turnaround time. And once if you do that, then you can come with a new design or something like that. So, I will stop here today and I will take it up in the next lecture. Thank you.